everyone, I am Hafsa Asif and today I'll be doing a quick Q&A session with Kisa Dara. Hello Kisa, how are you?
I'm good.
I am good. So Kisa, please tell me about how was your journey as a A-level media student?
As an A-level media student, my journey has really improvised with time. Like from the conception of my movie Nightmare to the final release, everything has changed. My skills have improved. Like to be honest, I used to think from the beginning that I have a solid grasp on what type of content audience want and what they really like. But when I really researched about it in my pre-production, I learned that it is not just about good cast and good actors and everything. It is about and neither about the quality of the film. It is about the type of content audience can relate to, because now the audience is more aware and they really know that what type of content you should have in your film. So like for example, there's a movie Buzz Lightyear. In that movie, that was such a great movie with good production and the movie had a very high budget, but it flopped drastically. It flopped because the audience wasn't able to relate to the movie. The content was not good enough, and they really didn't work on the content of the movie. That is why that movie really flopped. So for that, I researched and I learned that in my movie, I want something to which the audience can relate. And for that, I chose raping and harassment, because you know that cases of raping and harassment is increasing day by day.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So you're basically talking about that the success of movie depends on other components as well as the content and how much audience can relate to it.
Yes, it is.
Moving on to next question. Kisa, I've known you since a very long time and you have been shooting various videos. But now you have shooted a film of yours. So do you feel any difference in the production of a film?
Yes, throughout my creative journey, I have learned a lot. Like in the beginning, I settled down for 1 or 2 shots. But now I force my team to shoot more than 1 shot and find the best shot for my film, which suits the situation. And apart from that, I never planned. I never planned regarding my film. I never tell the cast. Like we do it when we were free. But in the case of Nightmare, I planned everything for the first time. Like I told my cast, we had a meeting and I showed them my storyboards and my screenplay so that they can have a proper view that what we have to do on the day of the shoot. And that actually helped a lot. Like on the day of the shoot, we know what we have to do. The cast knew what type of shots we have to take, and they were prepared, and this helped a lot. And on the day of the shoot, everything went smoothly.
So this time, Kisa, you have everything pre-planned and I've seen the movie, it was quite impressive.
Thank you.
Moving on, we were talking about production. So did you use any kind of equipment in them and did you knew about them before or you learned it over time?
Actually, I used to think that I have good knowledge about equipments, but when I shot my first assignment, it was very bad. Like it was shaky and not clear. Like I wasn't even able to use the camera properly. I was shocked. Like I don't know how to use it. So with assignments and with time I learned about equipments. Like I learned about tripod. It was very helpful in my films. Like I learned how to use it and it helped me to stabilize my movie. And talking about lights, I didn't knew about lights either. I didn't knew how to use them or anything. But we had an assignment in which we had to do a lighting photo shoot. So our theme was sci-fi, and we had to do a colorful kind of photo shoot. So we used filter papers and different things to create that look, which was very helpful. Like in my actual film, I used lights in lots of them because you know that it is in dark theme. So lights help to cover the flaws and everything. So like. I used filter paper as well in one of my scenes. It was a green filter paper to give my movie a bit drastic effect.
So I think that you have used quite a lot of equipment in your production. Kisa, you know, and most of the people know that editing is one of the most important aspects in production of films. So do you learn any new thing about editing and how it's going now?
Actually, in the beginning, I used to settle for 1 or 2 effects and just used to compile my video and I was done. But with time, I experimented with new effects, I played with color grading, and even I played with sound. Like you can see in my movie, I have used one sound, but I have in the first scene I have used it in a fast pace, but the same sound in my next part I have used in a slow pace, which gave a very tense look to my film. So yes, I have learned a lot.
So it means that you are playing with quite a lot of features in their
Yes, I am.
softwares. Moving towards an actually, Kisa, this is my last question. That do you think your message about Nightmare has reached the audience correctly?
Overall, from the beginning of the concept of Nightmare to the final draft and the final touches, it has been an endless journey. I have made mistakes a lot, I have learned a lot, and yes, maybe my message has reached to the audience. Like maybe the people will be now more aware and concerned about blind dates and what they have to do with it. So yes, maybe I have reached my final goal.
So now it's officially an end. Thank you, Kisa, for answering my questions.
No problem.